Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Curtis. Today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome origami bird. I'm going to be using a sheet of origami paper. If you don't have origami paper, all you need to do is cut a regular piece of paper down to a square. That really is the only requirement. It should be a square. Now, origami paper is just really thin and it has a color on one side and white on the other. But again, any regular piece of paper will work. So we are going to be making this bird today. We're going to start with our paper turned with the points going up and down and side to side. And I'm going to fold it in half, point to point. Now, origami, when you're doing this, it's really important to make sure that you line up your points and your edges. It's always going to make your project look better if your points and your edges are lined up as close as possible. And then also making sure that your creases are really folded. So that's my first fold. Now I'm going to open it up and I'm going to rotate it so that my fold is going the long way and I have the opposite points at the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to take it and I'm going to fold it in half again from point to point. All right, now that I have my fold going both directions, I'm ready to go on to the next step. I'm gonna take my paper, it's already folded. Again, my points are at the top and the bottom, kind of looks like an arrow. I'm gonna take the point on the end, or on the side, and I'm going to be folding it over both sides of my paper until I have just a thin rectangle left over. You can see how it's kind of crossing over. So if I were to draw a line here, and you don't need to draw a line on yours, that line, or where the fold is gonna be about right here on my paper. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it over. So I'm leaving just that skinny rectangle underneath. Just like that. All right, so if we look at it from the other side, you can see I have that rectangle, and then you can see part of my arrow pointing out. I'm gonna go back to the right side, or the top. Okay, so I've got my little triangle here. I'm gonna fold it back the opposite direction. And just like I did before, I'm not gonna go all the way. I'm gonna go about halfway. So if you wanna see where the fold line is, it's gonna be about right here. And again, you don't need to make these lines. I'm just showing you that to help kind of give an idea of where it's at. So I'm gonna make another kind of skinny rectangle by folding this back the opposite direction. Okay, and you can see that little rectangle right there, and this is folded over. Our next step is we're gonna open up this triangle shape that we have. So now if you're using origami paper, you'll be able to see a difference. So I'm gonna open up the green so that I see the white in the middle, just like that. Okay, this next step, we're gonna take the top of our paper and we're gonna fold the whole thing in half. So I'm gonna bring the whole thing down and fold it right in half. Okay, our next step, I'm gonna take half of this, so not the whole thing. So here it is open up. I'm not gonna take the whole thing, but I'm gonna take just one of these, and these are actually gonna start being the wings. So I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna fold it up and over like that. And you can kind of decide how high you want it to be. The higher you fold it, the longer his wing is gonna look. So it's really up to you. I'm gonna keep mine a little bit shorter, but you can decide how high you wanna fold that piece up. All right, I'm gonna flip the whole thing over to the other side, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna fold this one up. And you wanna try to make them about the same. You want the wings on your bird to be about the same size. There we go, fold that over. Okay, we have just one more step, and the last step is gonna be making his head. So you can make the head on really whichever side you want. I like to make it where the angle is, so I like to do the head on this side. If you wanted to put the head where the wing is straight, that's fine too, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on this side. And this part's probably the trickiest of the whole thing. So we're gonna be folding the point on the beak, we're gonna fold it down towards the ground or towards you. Then we're actually gonna open it back up and we're gonna reverse that fold, meaning we're gonna push the fold backwards. Kind of push it in and then kind of squeeze the head closed. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna see the head in green and then the beak is gonna be in white. So I'm gonna show that again. So we're gonna take the point that we have, we're gonna fold it over, first like this, just to get that nice fold in there. Then we're gonna open it back up. We're gonna kind of push it like this and we're gonna reverse that fold the opposite direction and kind of fold it. You kind of have to pinch it. It's a little tricky, I can't get a hold of it. There it goes. And just like that. One more time, because this really is the hardest part. Fold it first to get the shape, open it up, and then reverse that fold. Push it down, inside itself, and then you'll see the white there. Okay, our bird is completely folded. Only thing I have left to do is to add an eyeball. So right next to his beak here, I'm gonna go ahead and add an eyeball. And I like to do that on both sides because otherwise it's a little strange that he only has one eye. And there he is, there's my little origami bird. And you can lay him down, but you can also stand him up. He actually stands upright like this on your table. So there it is, origami bird. All right, friends, have fun making these. And again, if you don't have origami paper, you can just use regular paper and cut it into a square shape. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I can't wait to see your birds on canvas. I'll see you later. Bye.